What is up, everybody? Welcome in. It's Thursday. Here we are. We're live. Hopefully, everything's working right. Everything's looking good. Hey, man, today I'm going to jump right in because I'm excited. I normally don't get excited about having to do a bunch of work, but this one's I think it's going to be fun. And hopefully, I'm planning on having all of y'all hang out with me through the whole process. I'm gonna turn cameras on and I'm just gonna roll the whole process. We did this a couple of years ago. It got into a thing. Now, what I'm talking about, you guys are like, what are you talking about? You did something a couple of years ago. Yeah, look, Studio B, man. I'm gonna show you some stuff about my PatchBays. We're talking about PatchBays today, and this is how this whole thing started. This whole thing started with looking at my PatchBay. I'm like, man, I don't need 16 inputs from the library. Y'all that have been here know, you've seen my Studio B. It's not that big, man. I mean, yeah, okay, we can put drums in there, but dude, do you want to? No, not really, because we got that other room that's really cool with drums. So why do I need 16 inputs from that little tiny booth? Basically, it's about 105 square feet. It's not that big. If you guys understand square footage, it's like, I don't know, 13 feet by 9 feet, something like that. It's not that big. Although it's for a booth, it's nice size. Y'all know that. Y'all that have been here know. Y'all know. So the whole thing started with looking at the thing. I'm like, man, I'm wasting space on my PatchBay. I could put some other stuff. Actually, the whole thing started because I've got that SSL 500 series channel strips. I got the VHD pre, the 611 EQ and the 613 compressor dynamic section. Anyway, I wanted 2 channels of SSL, so I built that 500 series box. It's the Midas 500 series, the L6, I think is what it's called. And I built that, but what I did is I made it into 2 channel strips. I made it where it comes from the live room straight into the preamp, straight out of the preamp. Now this is in the box, straight out of the preamp into the EQ, straight out of the EQ into the dynamic section, then into the DAW. So there's no way in my current situation, my current PatchBay configuration, there's no way to get. So let's say I want to just use the EQ. I can't get to it. The box doesn't have two or more inputs, 2 or more outputs for each 500 slot. The L6 doesn't do that. It does have an auxiliary in and out, but that's for like if your module allows you to do that for side chaining, but mine doesn't. So I can't do that. So I said, let me reconfigure this one thing on the PatchBay, and I'm going to put each individual SSL module on its own so I can get to it if I need to. What if I want to run the master output of the console through the SSL dynamics? That would be dope. So I started configuring. This was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. I started thinking about this stuff. And then I ran into this thing where I don't know what, I don't know. It was kind of like a thing, man, where, I guess it was divine intervention or some kind of intervention where I found this website, and I'm gonna share with you this stuff. This Trace Audio, they make labels for your PatchBays, and I'm like, I wonder if they make it for my patch, for the models that I actually have. Yes, they do. This is actually the one. I actually ordered it. I got 2 more coming, and that's what I'm waiting for. I was hoping they'd have got here today, but the mailman's already come. I'm sorry, the mail person has already come, and it wasn't in there. I'm hoping it'll be here tomorrow. So, but this is the coolest thing ever. You can label it. I don't know if I can't zoom in on that because this isn't it doesn't adjust focus by itself. But you can see I've color coded some stuff, and I took out 8 of the mic lines from the room. I only need 8. I don't even think I need 8. I mean, I think the most we've ever done in there was 4 on a guitar recording, overdub for a guitar. And that guy, I thought he had a lot of mics on the cabinet. That's just me. But but I'm going to share with you today the Trace Audio website. Actually, I'll put that in the chat real quick. That should be in your chat now. I can't really check it, can I? I think I can. Yeah, I thought I put it in the chat, but it takes a second for it to come up over here. So, anyway, if it doesn't come up in the chat, it's traceaudio.com, TRACE audio.com. And it should come up over there. It's just going to take a second, maybe. So, but it's just the that was the coolest thing ever, man. To find this, and these are not expensive. They're like, I think this one. Well, see, I didn't care about you can replace your logo. You put your logo on it. But dude, I know where I work. You know, I know where I'm at. Hey, man, David, it's what's going on, brother? I'm glad you made it. Somebody made it to watch me live. It's kind of funny. Nobody ever comes to watch me live. I'm sad. No, but so this is like one of the coolest things ever, man. That you can actually put your logo. But I know what my logo looks like. I don't need that. But I'll just leave theirs on there. It don't matter. But it costs $5 more to put your own logo. But these are like $24 for one of them, you know. And the way I configured my PatchBay is I was able to get rid of one of the PatchBays. So now I'm only going to have 3. I don't have the new configuration, but I do have the old configuration, which I can show you. If you guys have any questions about what a PatchBay is and how it works and why we have one, now's a good time to ask, because if you've ever been thinking, oh, I wonder if I need one. Well, let me tell you this, man. If you ever find yourself crawling around or pulling your interface out and changing what's plugged into the back, yeah, you need a PatchBay. You don't need one. You can keep pulling your stuff out, but it's kind of aggravating. It's kind of not cool, man. If you got to pull your thing out and there's a client sitting there, like your client might be like, man, why don't he have a PatchBay in here, man? This is ridiculous, you know. So yeah, look, it finally did show up. The link to traceaudio.com there is just click that, man. Go see if you guys have a PatchBay. Go see if they only do 1/4-inch PatchBays. If you have a TT PatchBay or a tiny telephone PatchBay, it's not gonna work for you. A Bantam PatchBay they call them. The only difference is, and look, if you ask 50 audio engineers which one's better, you're going to get 25 answers of this one and 25 answers. It's going to be split right down the middle always. I'm of the mindset that a 1/4-inch PatchBay, even though it does take up more space, technically for me it has a better connection because it's more surface area that's touching when you plug in the jack. The tiny telephone, there's a smaller jack, so there's less. But does it matter? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, the tiny telephone or the TT or Bantam PatchBay, it allows you to get more jacks or more patches in the same amount of space. The 1/4-inch PatchBay, this 1/4-inch PatchBay has 48, basically 48 holes on it. A TT has 96, which is double. So you can get double the space, double the jacks, double the holes in the same space. So that's what that is. So we're not going to go too deep into unless you have the question of half normal, fully normal, open, all that stuff. There's 4 configurations to a patch. We'll touch on them real quick. 4 configurations to a PatchBay. Mine has all 4, or at least 3. So there's fully normal. And what fully normal means, let me bring that up. Which one is it? It's this one. This is my current PatchBay. Okay. If we look at, this is the live room microphones up here at the top. You see at the very top there is my live room microphones. It is fully normal. Like microphone number 1 is fully normaled into the Apollo mic input number 1. Number 2 is fully normaled into number 2, and so on and so on and so on. Like number 9 goes straight to the Allen and Heath mic preamps on my console. Okay. Do I need that? No, I don't. I don't need 16 of these. You guys can see that number 7 and number 8 goes straight into the SSL channel strip, which is weird. Now these are fully normal, and what fully normal means is that it's always on. You don't have to patch anything. Okay. You don't have to patch anything. I think I could do this. Yeah, here I am in a little corner. Look at me. You don't have to patch anything, but if you do patch something, it breaks the normal. Let's say that you want to have mic line number 1 fully normal. You want to plug a mic in and have it come straight into number 1. But number 2, you want to send it to an outboard preamp. Okay, so you'd plug in, if you plug a jack into channel 2 on the top, it breaks the normal and sends it somewhere else. Okay, so now it's no longer going to the Apollo input number 2. So if you jack in the top, it breaks the normal. If you jack in the bottom, it breaks the normal. Now on a half normal, which we actually have some of those right here on these channel inserts, you see down here on the channel. I don't know why my mouse ain't showing up for you, but that's cool. Y'all see what I'm talking about, the channel inserts right there. Those are all half normal. Now what this means is that, now all PatchBays should be, if they're not, they should be the outputs on top and the inputs on the bottom. That's how it works. Okay, so that's the way that they should be configured when you're thinking up your PatchBay. That's how it should work. Okay, got it? Cool. So half normaled is if you jack in the top, nothing happens. If you jack in the bottom, it breaks the normal. Now this comes in kind of handy if you want to say, so on a channel insert, for instance, the top is a send, the bottom is a return, or an output and an input. Let's say that you want to send something into the channel, but you still want to have something coming out of the channel. You can do that by jacking in the bottom. You're going to break that normal, and then you still have an output from that channel on the top, which is, it's not an output, it's a send. It's kind of the same thing, but it's a different math. So whatever. Then down here we have group inserts. This is an 8-group console, so there's 8 groups there, and you can insert to the group. You can insert to the channels, or you can insert to the group. Now each channel on the console has a mic input and a line input. So here I've got 16 of the line inputs in case you need to. Let's say somebody brings you a keyboard and they want to plug in. You can plug straight into that. You can use the line amp on the console instead of the preamp, the microphone preamp. So that's how those work. Stereo effects returns are half normaled straight from the auxiliaries. So auxiliary 1 goes to auxiliary 1 and 2 go straight to stereo effect returns number 1. 3 and 4 goes straight to 2 or 2, and so on and so on and so on. All right, there's 6 auxiliaries. Then there's 4 stereo returns. So there's an extra one. The way that I have mine wired is my computer, the headphone jack of my computer goes straight to one of them, just so we can you can play iTunes or YouTube audio at the same time. Now this console's got this thing called a valve. It's basically a tube, and you can get to the tube, and you got to patch everything. So that's kind of cool with the the current PatchBay. But it doesn't really work the way that I want to. What if I want to take the output of the Apollo and do something different with it, like route it somewhere else physically? Yeah, I know I can do it in software, but what if I want to do it physically? And what if I need to get to my SSLs, my SSL EQs? What if I want to EQ a bass using one of the SSL EQs? I can't with the current configuration, just simply because it's not wired that way. So that's the reason that this whole thing came up, was for that. Now, let me, I was going to do something cool, but I don't know if this is going to work. I have a camera. I have my phone here, and I've got it connected with the continuity camera. I'm going to try to take y'all into Studio B and show you the current configuration right now. Let me see if I can turn this on and see if it does turn on. There we go. So now this is actually the system. Let me back up a little bit so y'all can see. This is actually where I'm sitting. There's my chair. I'm sitting right here, and this is where I run everything from. I got a Stream Deck. I got a ATEM. That's my audio. My microphone's right there. Y'all can't really see the microphone in the shot, but if you look real close, you can see a reflection of me in the TV. Let me take y'all into Studio B and see if I can show you the PatchBay real quick. I don't know if the continuity camera is going to go that far, but here's what it looks like in its current configuration. There's the SSL. As you can see that they're running in as a channel strip, but I'm going to be changing all that as well. So here's my plan. and hopefully, if you guys wanna watch me do this, this is Studio B. It's set up. The reason I'm not set up today with that is because there's a client coming in, and this is currently set up for the client. They were here yesterday. Let me come back in here and turn this back on. And there we go. Okay. So now I'm back. So here's the plan. Is I'm gonna. It turned into a thing where I was just gonna move a couple of things around on a PatchBay, and I was gonna label the PatchBay with this cool little trace audio thing. You know, I was only gonna spend $20, and it turned into this thing, man. Where I was like, man, if I just do this one other thing, it'll make it cooler. And then I'm thinking, hey, man, if I just do this other little thing and move this over here, and then I could move this. Oh, dude, I could move this thing there, and then that could. Oh man, I could just move this thing. And you know what? It's kind of dirty back there. What if I pull the thing out? What if I pull the whole desk out and clean up back there and maybe put some. So it turned into this thing that I blocked off 3 days of studio time where nobody can book Studio B for 3 days, starting Saturday. Nobody's going to be able to book Studio B. But I'm going to pull everything out and put everything back. I'm going to clean everything, make sure all the wires are legit. I actually got some new lights I'm going to put behind the desk because we got red lights behind the desk and they broke. So, but that's what happened a couple years ago, man. As we that kind of thing happened. It just turned out to be easier just to rebuild it, you know, just to redo it. I don't know, man. It's just weird. I like Studio B and I want to make it better for me and for everybody else. So I don't know. Y'all got any questions, man? I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I'm actually talking to that little round dot, which is the camera. But I wanted to show you the Trace Audio. I think I got Trace Audio website up here. Yeah. Oh, that's not the Trace Audio. Let me show you the Trace Audio website. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So this is the Trace Audio website. Man, they've also got other stuff. They sell these little thumb screws for 500 series stuff, which I don't know. I don't really need that. They make cables, custom cables. They have their very own SM7 microphone with they can put your they'll put your logo on there for you. Yeah, David, I'm gonna be doing it this weekend, man. This is the only weekend that I've got time to do that. So I'm gonna film everything, man. So I'll be there. Let me come back and look at you. I'm gonna film the whole thing, man. So if you can't make it up this weekend, no big deal. I'm gonna make it available for everybody to look at. Okay, and it's gonna give me a lot of content to share with y'all for a lot of stuff. You know, it's just I'm gonna use it to my advantage to get a lot of content to share with y'all because I know how much y'all like that stuff. Speaking of that, I do have a where is it? It's right here. I'm gonna put this in the broadcast as well. There you go. There is a free course which I'm gonna be updating that course with some of this content that we're gonna do this weekend. And I say it's just me. Y'all know that. But if you haven't seen this course yet, and I know there'll be a replay of this live thing, if you got, it's gonna be there. So go get it. There's the link. Oh yeah, y'all don't have the link on the replay, do you? Well, here it is. I'll put it up in the thing. It's learnprorecording.com/basics. This is a free course, man. We used to sell this course for I think $97, and then it went down to $47, and then I was you'll see on the sales page there that there's one of my coaches said, "Man, why are you trying to make $47? Really? Do you really need $47 that bad? You should give this away, man. You should give this to everybody because this is cool as hell." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I don't need $47 that bad. 97, yeah, it was all right. You know, it was okay. But do I really need $47 that bad?" Well, I wasn't really helping anybody by trying to sell this thing for $47. So what I did is I changed it to be free, and now it's free. Go get it. It's a pretty cool course. It breaks down the configuration of the PatchBays a little bit easier. It shows you signal flow from one to another. It also goes into a couple of different mixing ways that we mix in Studio B and in Studio A with the fully analog hybrid in the box, kind of just in the computer. But it explains a lot of that stuff. So go get it, man. It's free. I mean, why would you not? It's free. learnprorecording.com/basics in case you're not watching in the chat and in the replay. So there you go. Yeah. So the thing with The content, I'm not really I haven't really even thought about how I'm gonna capture it yet, but there's that. Oh, you know what? I can show you the, I can show you the, yeah, I can show you that. Here. This is where when you go to learnprorecording.com/basics, this is where it brings you. This shows you what's in the course, tells you what you're gonna learn, tells you about how much it costs. Is it really free? Yeah, it's free. Absolutely. Why would I give it away? I mean, why would I try to say? I mean, again, I don't really need $47 that bad. So yeah, that's in there. And when you go here, it lets you know. It tells you that when you go here to get the course, if you click there, see, it says right there, it's free. You just got to give me your email address, man. That's all I need. All I need is your email address. So, and then that makes it absolutely free. Let me go to this other screen. Y'all don't need to see all that. Who cares? I ain't trying to sell nothing today. Y'all stop getting mad at me. So, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna break down the content that we're gonna get from Regualr and Studio B, the PatchBays in there. But you know what, David? If I don't get those labels in, I might not do it this weekend. But I'm assuming they're gonna be here tomorrow, at least. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna be here tomorrow. Hopefully. That'll suck if I start tearing stuff out and then I don't have PatchBay labels to put back in there. Cause I kind of don't remember what I did. I kind of don't remember what I labeled, and for some reason, and that's a complaint I'm gonna have to the website that traceaudio.com. Let me go there and see if they fixed it. There was a no, that's not it. There was you should be able to see your you should be able to see, oh dang it, I hate when they do that. You should be able to see what you did, what you should be able to see a picture of this before you get it, but you can go to your account and it shows you what you ordered, but it doesn't show you a preview of the picture. So I kind of forgot what I did. I should have wrote it down or took a picture of it or something. I don't know. I should have took a screenshot, but my bad. Next time, I just assumed it would be, available for me to go look at again, but yeah, it's okay. No big deal. But that would be a cool feature for them to put on their website if they're watching and they want to think about some stuff. I'm just saying, here's the thing here. It says that this was ordered on the way. Visit the store. This tells me when it's going to be delivered. It was supposed to be delivered yesterday, apparently. So whatever. Yeah, I might not do it this weekend, man. If I don't get these labels, I won't do it this weekend. So, but that's why it won't matter. It won't matter because I'm gonna film it anyway. Y'all ain't gonna miss nothing. Don't trip. Any other questions, man? I mean, look, that's why we're here. That's why we're here live today, man. I wanted to share I'm excited about the new PatchBay labels. These are made of vinyl, and then they got stick. They stick on. So the coolest thing ever. The labels I have on there now currently were I thought they were cool. I made them in you saw the numbers, thing from the Mac. I made it in there, and I printed it on sticky paper, and then I cut it out and cut it so it would fit. And pain in the ass. And then it's gotten old over the couple years. It's gotten old, and it's starting to peel up on the edges. And I think I actually put some Scotch tape to hold it down because I needed it on. Whatever, man. It's kind of ghetto looking, but these are dope. If you guys do have PatchBays and you want to go get some of those, that's for you. Traceaudio.com. Do I have that? No, I could throw the link in I'll throw the link in again one more time. There you go. It's in the chat, but you guys aren't in the chat if you're watching a replay. So it's traceaudio.com. TRACE audio.com. These guys, man, a buddy of mine texted me yesterday. He said he was, he did one. And he sent it over. I guess he didn't know that I knew about it yet, but he's like, "Oh, dude, these are great. You gotta check it out." So, and I texted him back and showed him a picture of mine, and I said, "Yeah, why didn't we think of this stuff, buddy? Because, we'd have been millionaires by now. Because this is the coolest thing ever, especially if they expand to TT. If they expand it to TT patches, it's gonna be on. I'll rebuild Studio A if they Trace Audio. If you're listening. if you do TT PatchBays labels, and you know, for my particular PatchBays that I have in my Studio A, I'll invest in your company. Yes, sir. No, it's a great idea. I'm glad somebody came up with it. So, but any questions? I mean, about anything. It doesn't have to be about PatchBays. Doesn't even have to be about recording. Could be about the weather. I don't care. You know, life choices or something like that. You know, if you're having trouble with your relationships, or I don't do that, man. I'm not good at that. I don't want that. Just kidding, man. Anything. You mentioned routing equipment through the patch bay. Oh, I guess I can show this. Add comment. Yeah, it says, you mentioned routing equipment through the patch bay, either physically or through the software. Is there any significant advantage to one or the other? No, dude. With the we have Apollos. And with Apollos in there, I can save configurations of how things route and where they go. Like in Studio B, I have a configuration for the my VSX headphones. I do use VSX sometimes to mix, and I have a configuration set up for that because it has to be wired a little bit differently than if I'm tracking and mixing through the console. So I can do that, and that makes it really convenient. There are patch-based systems out there that are analog but are run by an app, by software. They're expensive, but if you're into that kind of thing where you want to be able to move things around on your screen instead of physically patching, and you have the money, I mean, go. I'm not that person that needs to spend money on that. I don't mind patching. I actually kind of find it therapeutic to actually plug stuff in, you know. So yeah, there's no I don't have a preference, but I do like to patch physically. It just gives me a visual, and I can go, oh, you know, and I don't know, it just makes it a little bit easier to understand the signal flow. Go get that course, man, and take that course, the signal flow course. That's going to help with understanding, oh, the signal goes from here, then it goes here, then it goes here, then it goes here, and you just follow it along. And if you've got a wire that you can physically see that you plugged in, you see that the wire's there, and for me, it makes it easier. I'm a visual person. I need to see and feel things. You know, if it's just written down or if it's a picture or something, not that great with it. But yeah, it's PatchBays can be fun. Definitely if you're gonna implement a PatchBay into your studio situation, definitely think about what you have and think about what you might be putting in later so that you can expand to that. Even if you buy a PatchBay and you only use 4 of the things, you're gonna fill it up. I mean, trust me, it's an addiction, and you're gonna buy stuff, and you're gonna buy stuff, and you're gonna buy stuff. You're gonna sell stuff as well. So you might be taking things out, you might be putting things in, you might be, oh, I don't really like that compressor. I'm gonna sell this one and get a different compressor. So, but that's what happens, man. You know, what if you're at your uncle's house and you find a cool ass compressor in the attic and ask him if he can have it, and he's like, yeah, I don't use it, you can have it. So then you want to go there and put it in your spot. So you gotta have the ability to put it in there. Yeah, so make sure you leave room, and make sure you think about all the scenarios that you might run into in your studio. You know, what if somebody comes in and brings you this? What if this happens? What if I want to do that? What if I want to do this? That's what you need to think about when you're configuring and thinking about your patch bay. Draw it out, man. Draw pictures. You should see my I didn't bring my notebook in, but my other notebook, I literally I drew a picture of the thing going, okay, here's my compressor. I want it to come here, and then I want it to go there. I literally drew arrows and just to figure stuff out because I wanted to make sure. And now because I can't see the thing on the website, last night I was trying to sleep and I kept thinking about something. I'm like, did I do why did I put number 17 or did I put number 15? Like, dude, I should have, my bad. I should have took a picture. Should have took a screenshot, but I didn't know. I thought it would be available for me to look at later. I should have wrote it down. I should have made the map, but I didn't. So next time I know, I will next time. So I will suggest that you do that. When you're making your trace audio thing, take a picture of it. It shows you, because you have to approve the spelling of all the words and all that stuff. So You have to approve it before when you're approving it, take a screenshot so you can look at it later, and so you don't second guess yourself. So that's probably all I got for today. If y'all don't have anything else to listen to or nothing else to look at or any questions, let's get up out of here, man. We usually spend about 30, 45 minutes on here. Anybody? David, you got any questions? Because I'm still here. I'm still here live with you. If you don't have any other questions, let's get out of here, man. I can have my third cup of coffee for the day. Yeah, y'all like 3 cups of coffee. Dude, my day starts at 5:30. Come on now. I get up early. I like to get up early. It's just always been that way, man. I just like getting up early because even if I don't set an alarm, I still wake up at 5:30. Don't matter. I've just done it for so long. It's that it's so quiet. You know, I like it when it's quiet. There's nobody around. There's no other people. Not that I don't like people, but I don't like people. But no, that's the thing, man. Is it's quiet. It's like the me time. I can plan my day and get ready and have my coffee, and it's quiet. Nobody bugging me yet. You know, people don't start to bug me till about 10 or 11. So I gotta get ready for that. There you go. So hey, let's get out of here. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, man. Y'all have a great week. We will see you Monday on the podcast. This week we're talking about the money tree. Yeah, bruh. There is a money tree. I'm not arguing with Grandma. Grandma said there wasn't a money tree out there, but I'm just letting you know that I found the money tree, and I'm gonna share with you what the money tree is. Especially if you're in the studio game. If you're in the studio game, there's definitely a money tree. If you're an audio engineer, music producer, studio owner, I'm gonna share with you my money tree and how I go pick the dollars off. And you know, I fortunately don't have a real job because I found my money tree. It's right there. I'm gonna share that with you on Monday. So get ready for that. And then we will hopefully maybe be looking at Studio B this weekend. So we'll see about that. And then next week on the podcast, which is the 29th of April, we're going to look at how I configured my PatchBays. And we're going to dive a little bit deeper into why I did half normal, why I did fully normal, why I did open, and why I did non-normaled. There's that kind of configuration as well. So you know, and that's that. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that in 2 weeks. So get ready for that. The blog post. I don't really promote the blog post on Wednesdays, but if y'all are on my list, you see it. Just go there, go get it. If you want, let me know. I'll start sending emails for the blog. But yeah, the blog post is out. So if you want that, I don't do that right now, but you know I can. Not a big deal. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Hey, y'all have a great weekend, man. It's coming. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. For you guys to do the weekend thing. Have a fun one. It's supposed to be the weather's supposed to be super nice here in Southern California, and time to get outside and go see some stuff. It's not cold. It ain't raining. So we will see y'all next week on the live. I'll see you Monday on the podcast. My name is Donnie Baker, and I am out of here. Peace.